Hello everyone, this is Digital JD Vance and welcome to another incredible recreation brought to you by none other than Chris Dallas at Dual Pid and Celebrity Recreations, where stories are told the way they should be. Chris just came back from Banff National Park, so his take on last night's debate will be just some key points. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share to help us get the word out about why Donald Trump should be our next president. Chris's videos are unlike anything else out there. The intricate storylines can span up to 20 minutes, packed with humor, satire, and hard-hitting truths that make them a must-watch. You won't find content like this anywhere else. Now let's jump into tonight's skit, where Tulsi Gabbard and I will be taking Tim Walz, better known as Tampon Tim, to task on his failed leadership. But first, let me briefly talk about last night's debate with Tim Walz. They didn't ask him about his military service since he's lied about that a few times already. They only briefly mentioned his military service during the debate when he was forced to correct the record on whether he was in China for the Tiananmen Square protests. At another point in the debate, Walz referred to himself as a good soldier. He was also not asked during the debate about how many times he has visited China. In the past, Walz has claimed he went dozens of times and once claimed he went about 30 times. The Harris-Walz campaign walked that back and said the actual number is closer to 15 times. Other questions Walz was not asked during the debate include his disputed claims about his wife's IVF treatment and his claim that he carried weapons in war. Despite CBS announcing that it would not allow live fact-checking during the debate, moderator Margaret Brennan interjected to correct me after I suggested that illegal immigrants are overwhelming resources in Springfield, Ohio. Bottom line, Tim was nervous and all over the place. It was a civil exchange on illegal immigration until I started laying out the facts about the CBP-1 app, which allows migrants to apply for asylum or parole through a quasi-legal pathway. However, the moderators Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan were quick to cut my microphone when I started explaining that this process is not the same as legal migration. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's administration are essentially flying in unvetted migrants, distributing them across the country, and yet they framed it like I was the one misrepresenting the facts. This is why people lose trust in mainstream media. They silence the truth when it's inconvenient.
Welcome, everyone, to tonight's debate between Senator J.D. Vance, Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, and Governor Tim Walz. I'm Digital Joe Rogan, your moderator for tonight. So let's dive right into the key issues.
Sure thing. Now, I'm not sure if we're here to talk about real policies or Walz's tampon diplomacy tonight.
Well, it's not often you get to debate with a man who thinks tampons are the solution to everything.
Come on, guys, we're talking about making basic necessities accessible to students in need. Is that really something to mock?
You're missing the point, Tim. The problem isn't just the tampons, it's the idea that you think slapping temporary fixes on real problems is enough.
Exactly. You're acting like this is some groundbreaking leadership, but it's just another case of you not addressing the core issues. Minnesota's education system is a mess, and you're focused on stocking school bathrooms.
Tulsi Gabbard, care to elaborate on what you think the real issues are?
Absolutely. Let's talk about the economy. Minnesota's unemployment rate has been stagnant for months, and small businesses are struggling. But instead of focusing on real economic reforms, Walz is out there cutting ribbons at tampon dispensers. This isn't leadership, this is distraction.
I've supported job creation. I've helped create programs.
Job creation, you've created more tampon jobs than real ones. Your focus is all wrong, Tim. You're just plugging up leaks while ignoring the flood.
And let's not forget the other policies you've pushed. Gender-affirming care protections and mandating tampons in boys' bathrooms. No wonder your state's priorities are all over the place.
That's about inclusivity, Tulsi, something you might want to consider. We're trying to create a welcoming environment for everyone.
Inclusivity, you're putting tampons in boys' bathrooms while real economic challenges go unchecked. The next time you hand out a tampon, why not stick a price tag on it for taxpayers?
Exactly. The tampon policy is just a symbol of your entire administration paper-thin solutions to massive problems. Minnesota deserves more than a temporary fix.
J.D. Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, it sounds like you both see these policies as missteps. How do you respond, Tim Walz?
These aren't missteps, they're steps forward. People need help. It might not be perfect, but we're trying to make sure no kid has to feel embarrassed or miss school because they can't afford menstrual products.
That's all well and good, but it's not enough to plaster over the real issues. You've got businesses leaving the state, job growth stalling, and what's your big policy win? Tampons. How about dealing with the real mess?
You want to fix Minnesota's problems. Then stop acting like Tampon Tim and start acting like a leader. You're making Band-Aid solutions your entire platform.
I'm doing what's best for the people of Minnesota. Compassionate policies matter.
If compassionate policies matter, where's the compassion for the middle-class workers who are watching their jobs disappear? Or the families who can't afford your so-called inclusive programs? You're too busy putting tampons in every corner to see the bigger picture.
Okay, we're nearing the end of this discussion. Let's wrap it up with final thoughts, please.
Tim, I get that you're trying to help people, but a tampon bill isn't going to fix Minnesota's economy, and it certainly isn't going to prepare students for the real world. You need to stop with these performative policies and address the actual issues plaguing your state.
That's easy to say when you're not in office, Tulsi, but I'm out there every day fighting for the people of Minnesota.
Fighting? More like plugging. You can call yourself governor all you want, but right now, you're just Tampon Tim, patching up problems with temporary fixes and leaving the real issues to pile up.
And Tim, in case you need a reminder, tampons aren't solutions to the real problems people are facing.
Call me what you want. I stand by my policies.
Well, you'll be standing by yourself because come election day, Minnesota is going to flush out Tampon Tim once and for all.
You know, Tim, since they call you Tampon Tim now, is that because you're always trying to plug up your messes with half-baked solutions?
Look, Tulsi, it's about providing basic necessities for students who need them. It's a compassionate policy.
Compassionate, sure, but I think the people of Minnesota need more than tampons in their boys' bathrooms. Maybe focus on jobs or fixing the economy. Last I checked, tampons don't pay the bills. But hey, at least you've got that inclusive part covered.
And meanwhile, while you're handing out tampons, the rest of the state is drowning in real issues like the economy and education. What's next? A ribbon-cutting ceremony for a tampon dispenser before we wrap up. Let's not forget the recent devastation caused by Hurricane Helene. Where was Sleepy Joe? Not in the affected states helping Americans, he was lounging on a beach. In Kamala, she was in California rubbing elbows with her celebrity friends at some fundraiser nowhere near the disaster zones.
Exactly. When America needed leadership, when people needed help on the ground, they were missing. But who showed up? Trump with trucks filled with gas, food, and water. He was there for the people while Biden and Kamala were busy with their priorities, vacations, and parties.
And let's not forget Elon Musk, who didn't waste any time. He sent as many Starlink terminals as possible to North Carolina to help restore communications in areas devastated by the hurricane. While Biden was on a beach and Kamala was fundraising in California, Musk was helping the people immediately.
Right, and FEMA is now relying on Starlink to help responders communicate in the hardest hit areas. Meanwhile, the FCC had the nerve to deny Starlink $885 million in subsidies, claiming they didn't have the technical ability. Musk called it out for what it is, political lawfare. How does the FCC say SpaceX can't do something it's already doing?
Exactly. Musk slammed them again for lying, and rightfully so. Instead of supporting a solution that's working, they're playing politics while Elon and Trump are out there actually helping people.
Folks, if you liked what you saw today, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share this video. We want to thank Chris Dallas and Celebrity Recreations for another masterful recreation. Chris's work is truly something to behold, and we're just getting started. Join us again next time for yet another recreation, where we tackle the stories you care about, the way they need to be told. See you soon.
So there you have it, folks. You've heard it straight from all three. Now it's up to you to decide who will lead America as the next president on November 5th. Make sure to get out there and vote. Thank you for joining us here today. Remember, Chris Dallas brings you captivating and engaging storylines week after week. So don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Let's spread the word and keep the conversation going. I'm Digital Joe Rogan, and I'm out of here.